Nithyananda to everyone. My name is Carola. I am from Germany. My name is Carola. I am a photographer. I want to share this experience. The first time that I could read in the banyan leaf. The first time that I could read in the banyan leaf with Gina, the Balisand projected a word onto the leaf and encouraged me to be faithful. And I got stressed and frightened. Then she talked to me in a very sweet manner with sweet, soft voice. And then she laid her hand on my arm, just encouraging me. This touch was so meaningful to me that by a sudden I could read that word. It was the word white, and I saw it in crystal clear capital letters shining on the black ground. So the caring of the Balisand and her awareness were the most touching to me. Thus, she gave me the space to experience. Thank you for listening.
Next, I'd like to invite Anurup.
Nithyanandam, my name is Anurup. I'm from Hyderabad, India. I discovered Swamiji about 2 months ago. I watched Raju Malhotra's video on Third Eye, demonstration by kids, and I was completely amazed. When we were a kid, we were told the story where Shiva burned Manmada using his third eye. Then I thought it meant he used his knowledge to get over his desire or something like that. But I didn't know third eye was a real thing. And immediately I signed up to come here. And I want to share one healing experience I had. I had an issue with my left shoulder for several years now. It keeps inflaming and causes a lot of pain and discomfort. This has been going for several years, but in the last 2-3 months, it became really bad. It inflames very frequently and it causes a lot of pain and discomfort. So I got a lot of tests done. I consulted 2 doctors, and they said that I have some issue in my backbone, where in my neck area, one of the discs is compressed and it's pressing against a nerve. And they recommended a procedure where I could get partial relief. So I was planning to get the procedure done, but because of InnerAwakening, I had to postpone it. And once I got here, I don't know what's the reason, but surprisingly, in the last couple of weeks, it's 80% healed. And it looks like it will get completely healed in the next couple of weeks. So it's been a great experience being here, and I want to thank everybody, Swamiji, everybody in the Dhyanapeetham, and everybody outside who made this possible for me. Thank you very much, Nithyananda.
Next, I'll invite Fabrizio.
Nithyanandam, everyone. My name is Fabrizio Sonchin. I'm from Australia and I'm a football coach. This is a real blessing for me to be here, because how my journey started, what it was actually with Mahia, who handed me the mic. I saw an image of her just randomly going through some images on the internet, and her face came up. And I just she caught my attention and I scrolled past it, but for some reason I felt this impulse to go back and just check to see why this girl appeared all of a sudden. And so anyway, I clicked on that image and it took me to her YouTube, and I listened to everything she said, and I thought, this is fantastic what she's saying. And she kept talking about this Swamiji. And I thought, who is this Swamiji? I couldn't even spell the name. So obviously I looked it up and I found him, and after a few minutes of watching, I thought, I love this guy, you know, and I couldn't stop after that. And look, how I got here is a story in itself, but look, I got here, and one of the things that I wanted to do was I wanted to experience that oneness with Swamiji, and I also wanted to experience third eye, and in being able to read people and being able to help them, basically. So my first experience here was when we did some third eye reading, and actually no, it was before that. We did some process where we had the mirrors, and I was looking in the mirror, and all of a sudden everything just went bright. Went from just ordinary to just absolute, just brightness. And I livened up, my whole face just lit up. And then from there, all of a sudden I could see two eyes. It went from 2 eyes to 3 eyes. I could actually see a middle eye, exactly like these two. And then it would go from 3 eyes to just 1 eye. And no facial features, just a head with an eye. And I thought, gosh, I look like something out of Monsters, Inc. It was just incredible. And I thought, oh, okay, this is wonderful. So my next experience then with the third eye was we were doing some readings, and I was getting a little bit frustrated because I wasn't having a lot of success. And so that was building up a little bit of incompletion in me, and I got to the point where I sort of gave up. But I realised that what I was doing, I was focusing on the paper and getting a result, and that was getting me all worked up. But then all of a sudden, I could see my incompletions, and I saw in this other person, I saw me, and in me, I could actually see my wife, and I could see this pattern, and I was amazed. So for not being able to see on a piece of paper to seeing what I really wanted to see was people, and so I was able to break that pattern. Yesterday, then we were doing some remote reading, and I thought this time I really want to focus on the oneness, which I didn't do previously. I want to focus on that oneness. And when I did that, and all I just pictured was Swamiji, and myself became irrelevant, it just became easy. I wasn't perfect at first, but it just that feeling of being at ease, and it was just coming. But more importantly, it was the oneness that I felt with the other person. I was able to see the other person, and if the other person needed anything, I could see what they needed and I could offer them help. But probably the most important thing of it all, and this is what the whole purpose of me coming here was, I felt that oneness. As awesome as Swamiji is there, I just felt that oneness with Swamiji. He was me and I am him. And all I need to do is keep my third eye on him and stay in that space, and I've achieved my goal, and I'm very, very happy. So thank you very much.
It's only in Kailash, in Nithyananda Pitam, Bengaluru Adinam, where someone can share that they're able to remotely see anybody's house anywhere in the world and describe it in extreme detail, and we take it with just a generic nod because it's become so commonplace here. But what a beautiful sharing, and I love it. The context for all of the manifesting powers is always the oneness with Swamiji. So. Next, we have a very sweet sharing from Darshini.
Nithyanandam, everyone. Pranams to my father, Swamiji. I don't even know where to start. So it's kind of nerve-wracking talking in front of Swamiji, but I know his blessings are always with me, so I'm happy about that. So I met Swamiji for the first time this May in Kumbh Mela, and I had one chance to ask him for one wish. So as a married woman, I naturally said, Swamiji, please bless my husband and I to have children. And one of the main reasons I asked him for a child is not just because I'm married, but because I do have a health condition that was discovered when I was 13, which actually makes it extremely difficult to get pregnant. Some people don't get pregnant at all. So I knew if I was going to have a child, it was going to be through the blessings of Swamiji. I came back to Toronto, and in 1 week, Swamiji came into my dream and said, "It's time to have kids, go." So I turned to my husband and I said, we gotta go now. Because Swamiji said so. And believe it or not, from the day of that dream, 21 days later, I had a positive pregnancy test. Knowing that this was not my child, this is not my husband's child, this is Swamiji's child, naturally, we decided to start End Pregnancy. So I started End Pregnancy and I met the wonderful Ma Atma Niranjana, who was telling me, "Ma, you have to come to IA." And I said, "No, it's okay, my husband's going this September, I'm good, I'm pregnant, I don't want to travel." And she said, "No, that's the best time to go to IA. You don't understand. Whenever you get energy darshan or any initiation from Swamiji, it goes directly to your child." So when she said that, I said, "Oh, okay, I have to do this for my child. Not even for me, not for my husband, not for anyone else, just for my child." I'm so happy and I'm so blessed that I made that decision and Swamiji allowed us to be in his presence. One thing, or a couple of things that have stood out to me being pregnant in IA is when we first did the Sri Yantra Mandala, and Swamiji was explaining that it's basically the cosmic DNA that he's going to pull up into our crown center and keep it there for us. And although everyone was so amazed and, excited, all I could think of is, oh my goodness, my child is developing from scratch and it's going to be developing with the Sri Yantra Mandala. So as a mother who naturally has fears, oh my God, is my child going to be okay? I just let go and I was so happy. And another thing is when Swamiji initiated us with Yananja, we were all excited. We're like, oh yay, we get, we're the coolest IA here to get this initiation. But it wasn't until the next day that Ma Mahayogananda mentioned that if you are pregnant and you get initiated with Yananja from Swamiji's hand, your child's third eye is already open. And then one of probably the best things I heard coming straight from my beloved Swamiji's mouth was when he saw me and my husband in an energy darshan together, and he said, "Your child is enlightened." I thought, my goodness, there is nothing as a mother and there is nothing as a father that we can give to our child. There's nothing better, actually, we can give to our child than coming here and getting Swamiji's blessing. And I will share just one more thing about my favorite energy darshan with Swamiji. We ran out of questions to ask him because we had asked him so many questions over the last couple of weeks. So my husband and I said, let's ask Swamiji what the gender of the child is. So we wrote, silly us, of course, we wrote a letter to Swamiji saying, what is the gender of this child? We're too eager to know. And we showed it to Swamiji, and Swamiji said, listen, if you want to know the gender, go to Akashic reading. If you want to choose the gender, stand in front of me. So, very unexpected statement. My husband and I were like, what do we do? And Swamiji actually looked directly at my husband and said, what do you want? And I knew he looked at my husband because he knows that my husband deep, deep, deep down inside his being wants a son more than I would like a little girl. So my husband looked at me, of course, because I trained him very well. He looked at me and he said, he's right over there, if you want to say that. He looked at me and said, what do you want? And I just turned to Swamiji and I said, Swamiji, whatever my husband wants, that's what you give us. So again, he turned to my husband and said, what do you want? And my husband just said, Swamiji, I want a boy. And Swamiji said, done, you're having a male. So the reason I wanted to share being pregnant in IA is I'm urging every woman out there who is currently pregnant or planning to get pregnant, if you want to give your child the best possible life, you need to be here in IA with Swamiji just for 3 weeks. That's all I'm asking. Just for 3 weeks. Their child's life will change for the better, and humanity will change for the better. So thank you everyone for listening. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Darshini. Actually, I want to share something Darshini told me yesterday.